Hi, my name is Dan Scratch, and I'm a teacher in Edmonton, Alberta. I want to just take a moment and share my story about how I think the cuts to education will impact our schools, but most importantly, our students in the margins. So when I say students in the margins, I'm talking about kids who get suspended or expelled. I'm talking about kids who drop out, who get in trouble at school, who find it difficult to have success in school, to have a sense or strong sense of belonging within schools, don't get along with their peers or their teachers, or are struggling because of outside influences like what's going on at home or issues of poverty and homelessness, addictions, and mental health. These students who struggle, this is who will face the brunt of the cuts to education that are being implemented by Jason Kenney and the UCP. These students will feel the brunt of these cuts because they will feel the increased class sizes and lack of supports will lead to their further marginalization from schools. And so what I mean by that is that with teachers trying to make relationships with 40 plus students in a class, with lack of supports being cut within schools because there isn't the staff there to implement supports and resources for kids who struggle, these things will have a monumental effect on young people, and specifically a negative one. Retention rates will be harder to do, attendance rates will be harder to increase, kids will drop out at a higher rate. This is all found by research. In any jurisdiction around the world where cuts to education are made, the ones who struggle the most suffer the most under austerity government. It is our responsibility as teachers, as anybody in this community, to take a stand for these students, because any school that exists within this province, the major problem facing any school is never the students. The students are not the problem within our education system. It is elements within the system, elements within our society that we need to address and root out and face to make a more just and equitable education system. We cannot do that with further cuts to our education system. We cannot do that with increased class sizes. In order to stand up for these young people, to ensure that they stay in school, that they don't leave school and get involved in high risk activity, we need to be able to create environments and communities for them at school to let them know that they're loved and we value and cherish them. The cuts to education threaten that. So I hope people stand with me and with teachers to defend a just, equitable, and public education system. Thanks.